Hey, so in this video, I will be going over the top 3 ways to scrape leads for your B2B cold email, right? That, like a lot of you guys have been asking me, hey, how do you source these leads, or where can I find, let's say, SaaS companies, B2B SaaS companies, or where can I find plastic surgeons, or how do you scrape local businesses, right? In this video, I will be going over like how you can like how you can scrape or put together the data of leads for your cold email campaign, right? So there are top 3 ways. So number one, high volume lead generation. So what I mean by this is like this is the number one method. This is like a generic method in which like you want a large number of prospects to quickly reach out to without deep personalization, right? So let's say I mean, just I would say any kind of SaaS companies, or any kind of software companies, or any IT company, right? Or investment banks, or private equity firms, or something like that, like a broad industry that you want to reach out to large number of prospects. And there's no deeply personalization, because you are not reaching out to like a particular segment in the industry, right? So the process would be the simple is that I use I prefer for this method a tool called Apollo or Prospeo. You can use either of those, but I use Prospeo because it has better data, and data accuracy is good, and then it also gives us like really good data on the mobile phone numbers, and it refreshes that data every 7 days, whereas Apollo doesn't do that. So I prefer Prospeo. So let me just go through my process, right? So once I come to Prospeo, what I would just do is like an industry, right? So let's say if you just want to reach out to software development, right? Software development companies, you can either go with industries or you can go either with company keywords, right? So and I would say go with the company keywords because it will give you more data. So let's say there were 10 million, so let's go with like software development, right? And then you would just include social media keywords and SEO keywords, right? You would go here you go, and then there are like many more keywords that you can do, which will give you like more data. Then job titles, and based on the employee headcount and everything. I'm not going over to the basic stuff because you would know that, but yeah, this is like the number one method, same as Apollo. And then what you would do is like enter a broad criteria and like job titles, company size, keywords, and pull a generic list and verify them and launch your outreach campaign. And this is why I like prefer Prospeo. I mentioned it before. So the use case, like companies with strong offers that convert well at scale, or whenever you're testing a new market and need quick feedback, right? So whenever you have like launched a new offer, so you can pull out a list of, let's say, 10,000 SaaS company founders, right? And then you can quickly check out your you can test out your offer and get quick feedback. Or if you have like a really great offer, which like, let's say you provide like a lead magnets, which is gonna be free ad creatives, you can reach out to tons of people and get tons of positive responses, right? That's the number one case. Second is like hyper targeted lead generation, and I would say whenever you're targeting specific niches or industries, where relevance is critical, right? So this is something. So I would say this is a bit different from Apollo and Prospeo or the method one. Here you use specific tools to enrich companies, right? So you get a list of companies that matches your industry target market, and once you have got the domains of those companies, then you will use a tool like, then you can use Prospeo or Apollo to scrape those emails and job titles and decision maker and everything, right? So let's say like many apparel manufacturers with 50 to 200 employees, plastic surgeons, or SaaS companies in fintech raising series A funding, right? So I mean, you can use a tool, specific tool that enriches company data. So here is like one of the example. I use company enrich. So what I would just do is, I mean, there are two different ways in company enrich if you're using company enrich. So like one is like lookalike search. So if you have like I would say use Gemini or GPT or Claude to put together like a 5 to 10 domains of, I would say, companies that meets your specific targets, right? So let's say if you have like a apparel manufacturer, just ask Claude, GPT or Gemini like, hey, can you give me like five to seven different companies in the apparel manufacturing industry with 5,200 employees, because I'm building a lookalike list for my cold email campaign. You can write it out and it will give you like really great domains, right? There are two ways, right? So the first is like lookalike search and second is like AI semantic search. So this is just available, I guess, my guess is like this is just available in company enrich. So what this does is, let me this away, is like whenever like this uses their own AI models to identify the companies, right? So let's say I mean, let's do marketing tech software companies, right? And then you just like, I mean, let's just do employee with like 51 year and then location, let's just do United States, right? And then let's just do search. I mean, they use their own LLM models to identify, they run like on the description and everything, right? So I mean, as you can see, like if I open one of these, I mean, it will be like, yeah, healthcare marketing and everything. So I mean, if I open one of these, yeah, and you can be specific with it, right? So I mean, like, I mean, you have to play around the filters and the keywords in the AI search and everything to get like more I would say targeted data. And so yeah, and for the lookalike search, what you gotta do is that, let me just do it right now, right? So Claude, and we would do, hi, I am looking for let's say apparel manufacturing companies with 50 to 200 employees. I am building a lookalike list, so I need reference to build a quality and targeted list. And if you just give it, and it will just give you, I mean, you can make it more specific. I'm just giving like an example, right? So once you have done that, come to Prospeo and then let's just clear this all, and then you just come here, and then you can just copy and paste every single companies that you got from the company enrich, right? And then you just go here, lookalike, and then yeah, that's all. Okay, and yeah, complex sales where fit matters more than volume, and then targeting or when targeting specialized industries, as I mentioned, right? Method 3, I would also add another one, which is like Google, like local businesses, but I mean, just like cover that in method 3. So whenever there is like a specific industry, right? So I had a client who wanted to target real estate investment firms, real estate investment firms who only invest in residential units, right? Super niche, super specific. I mean, even if I want to use company enrich, I mean, there will be there will be, it will give me companies and everything, but I mean, I need to play around the filter, and I mean, I need to run AI agents to identify everything, right? If the company is good or not. Sometimes the data was inaccurate, sometimes the data was accurate. I mean, it was just a mess. So what I wanted is that I wanted to build a scalable system for them, right? So what I did is that I did go to Gemini, and I told Gemini like, hey, I am looking. So I have a client, and I am looking to target. I mean, let me just do it right here. Wait a sec. Okay, so we are in the Gemini. What I will just do pro version, and then I will just speak to it, right? Hey, so I am looking to build a list of real estate investment firms who only invest in residential units, right? And this is like a super niche industry that my client wants to reach out to. Just to give you like a bit of context, I'm a B2B lead gen agency, and I have used tons of different tools and like Company and this Prospeo, but I mean the data, like I cannot. It's just so specific niche that I'm not able to find like companies, right? I'm able to find it, but I mean it's just not scalable. So what I want you to do is that I want you to identify all of the public data sources where I can find real estate investment firms investing into residential units. What I want from you, like I want to find that company domains, etc., etc., and I also want to see where are they hanging out. Like, are they like, can I find them on any LinkedIn groups that I can scrape, or can I find them like if they're any using any particular technology, right? Uh, or any Facebook groups or any public data sources which is scrapable and I can scrape it, or yeah, and then any data records or something like that. And I would say if they're following any content creator or person on a LinkedIn or company or something where which I can scrape it. Like I want you to identify where these people are hanging out, or where these where these they are hanging out, where I and where can I scrape them and how can I scrape them. So yeah, let me know. So what I did is this, just like I just like freestyle it, and then told Gemini. As I use Gemini to research, because I mean Gemini is like much better in researching. I don't use ChatGPT, but I mean yeah, if you're ChatGPT, feel free to use ChatGPT. So yeah, I mean you just have to freestyle like, hey, this is my industry and this is my context and why I'm building it. I want to find it, like where can I find these people? Like, I mean, you just have to like tell him like where are these people hanging out. You need to find it, right? Because I mean if they're not hanging out, if you cannot find it on tools like Prospeo and something like that, there will be like the data sources, right? So I mean yeah, okay. So okay, so refining side door method, sponsor list, technology, if they're using, okay, they'll be using these, as you can see. Okay, yeah, I mean see, it also gives me like how can I scrape them, right? So let's say, and let's use any of the public data sources. This one. So I have to be a member. So do I have to pay anything? Let's see. Learn more. I mean, it would have gave me like an option, right? So what to scrape the member directory, look specifically. Okay, let's just ask them. So how do I scrape this? Is it like I have to pay a fee to become a member, or like what? How does this work? Right. Yes. See. So I mean, we can say, okay. I mean, you need to pay something, right? So I mean, if you can pay for it, I mean that's super great. I mean, this is like a best source or something, but I mean we can say any free public data sources, and then you can find it out. I mean, yeah, this was like the whole point on how you can do it. Now let's move into another point, which is going to be, I would say, how to scrape local businesses, right? Which is like more important. So I have actually made a video on it, on how to scrape unlimited local businesses using Cursor AI. But I mean, if in short, I'm just like explaining in a short. If you have like, if you are scraping, I would say, if you are scraping local businesses, what I would prefer is using Google Maps scraper, and you can like build it out on Cursor. I mean, you can check this out video on my YouTube channel, how you can like, and it has got like great amount of views, right? So I would say like check it out, and I mean you can build the whole scraper out in like really cheap, right? Less than $100 or something, and you can scrape like millions of local businesses, right? I have shown you like how to scrape local businesses using Google Maps, and it's the best way. If you are scraping local businesses, don't rely on any other tools, just scrape from Google Maps. That's the best thing, that's the best way, right? So I mean, there here are like were the three methods. Let me just wrap it up for you. Is number one, Prospeo, Apollo, generic. If you need like fast testing, strong offers, high volume needed, just do the method one. Then there is like two, if you have like complex targeting, niche industries, or you want quality or quantity, just use method two, which is like using a particular company enrichment tool plus email enrichment tool, right? And then method three, if like you are looking for engagement signals before reaching out to, or like when your ICP is available in specific community or something, right? So I mean, like this is the best thing available, right? So I mean, another example could be if you are targeting, let's say, it could be also like a signal or something, right? So let's say if you have offer around best CRM for cold email agencies, right? You can scrape people who are following Clay, people who are using Clay, right? And then you would know that, yeah, these are the people who are using emails or sending through emails. So I mean, that's the best thing that I would say to do. So there were method 1, 2, and 3, and yeah, bye bye.